Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time tuning in to the channel here, I want you to do me a favor. Go down to the comments section and post your age and what your current net worth is. So if you're tuning into the channel, this is year 13, roughly, a little over 13 years of me tracking my net worth, all the way from negative $6,000 now to pretty close to $2 million. So we've wrapped up August, made the same as I have the last few months. I will not get another raise until roughly March of 2026. The only real thing I have to look forward to throughout the rest of the year is November. I should make 3 paychecks, so that should be 22,500 roughly. But for the rest of 2025, it should be this $14,000. So you can see they've taken the same taxes. This will actually change, believe it or not. I have now passed I think it's $168,000 gross income marker, and so Social Security should stop being pulled from my paychecks. So I should be taking home an extra 800-ish, maybe $900 a month starting in September. But so far we've made 182,000. They've taken 51,000 in taxes. I put 7 in my 401k, 4,300 in the HSA, and I've taken home about 116,000. For my wife, same for her as well, so same as last few months. We do have some changes here on the rental income. So we do have our first turnover in 5 years here actually in 7 days. And so fantastic tenant, they've paid on time, taken really good care of the house. I will say we are drastically under rented on this one. It's a 3 bedroom, 1 bathroom house with a nice back fenced in backyard. We currently have it rented at $11.75, and probably market rent, I would guess, is anywhere from $1,500 to $1,700, depending on how we structure utilities. So it will be a good opportunity for me. I personally, I feel pretty bad moving people's rents up, and so yeah, we'll just be able to move this up to either at least $1,500 a month and get that rented, I would say, pretty quickly, probably by mid-October, maybe early November. So there's a few things I'm going to do, put new carpets in, new showers, but we've got money set aside for that, just in case that were to happen. So in August, no extra income. I mentioned a year or so ago, I become a real estate agent as well as working in pharmaceuticals. This month, I did not have any real estate agent income. I'll say the housing market, at least in my area, is definitely coming down. Maybe 3 to 5% so far. 2 years ago, houses were flying. People were paying more than what they were being listed at. Now things are starting to come down. Everybody's doing price drops. Houses are sitting on the market for significantly longer than what they were previously. So I have 3 houses on the market now. They've all been on there for 90 days. I feel like they're fairly priced. However, they're not moving. So if you are somebody that's looking to get into the housing market, now may not be a bad time, especially with interest rates, looking like they're going to come down. You could just buy your house now, take a higher rate, and then just refinance in 12 months if rates do come down. So might not be a bad plan or something to think about at least. So gross income for the month, a little over 17,000, take home pay almost $12,000. Going into net worth here for August, I'm just keeping things short, not a whole lot of updates. Honestly, at this point, it's fairly boring. Each month looks almost identical to what the last month did. So only change here is miscellaneous. I did get a free trailer, a 7 foot by 12 foot, no, 7 foot by 16 foot, just flatbed trailer with a tandem axle. So it's a 1978, I think it is, so 40 years old, just for free. So yeah, I did bring that back in probably November, December. I will kind of refurbish that trailer and get it looking good, and to where I can actually halfway use it. But it does work. I hauled some heavy equipment on it the other day, and it works just fine. It just needs new deck boards and a fresh coat of paint, honestly. And that did get me thinking, that may not be a bad business idea for somebody. There's a lot of trailers I've seen, at least in my area, that are maybe $500, and they're kind of rust buckets, but you can sand those down and paint them and put new deck boards on them for probably $400. You could do all that and flip that $500 trailer to maybe 3,000, 2,500 to 3,000. And make a couple $1,000s just by doing that, with not a whole lot of risk either. So just a business idea for somebody out there. But So total assets are 1.74 million. Investments, things were up just a little bit this month. It looks like HSA is almost at 86,000. 401k is at 342, and my wife's 403b is almost at 300. So total stocks are 726,000. So that is by far the highest it's been. And if you jump back here to December, we are actually up almost $100,000 since December of this year. So it's crazy to think in 8 months that we can jump up 100,000. Debts, just made minimum payments on these top three like we always do. And then our main goal right now is to pay off the house that we live in. This started around 700,000. I think we're roughly 2 years and 2 months in, and we're down from 700,000 down to 307. My guesstimate right now is that probably March of 2027 we will have this completely paid for. So we're paying off roughly 120,000 a year on this thing, and I do have a couple accounts that I can pull from. Specifically, there's quite a bit of money in Roth sitting here, and there's a 457B account that could be directed to this house number 8 if I got it down low enough. So. But it depends what the market's going to do as well. So if it crashes, I'll just leave it in there. If things continue to skyrocket, probably at some point I'll take 90,000 of this 700,000 and then put it towards house number 8. And I will not have to pay any taxes on the Roth money because it'll be contributions. The 457B, I will have to pay a small amount of taxes on, but there are no early withdrawal penalties for 457B accounts. So total debts are 655,000, down from 661 last month. It looks like we're at 307,000 on our primary residence. I would anticipate us getting this down to probably 285, maybe 290 by the end of the year, which if I look at last year, we were at 395. So that'll put us right at 105,000 roughly payoff in 12 months. Cash, just the same old 40,000. We saved about $2,700 this month, and all of that went towards house number 8. My goal is to save about $2,100 per month and pay an extra $2,100 a month towards house number 8. And some months we're beating that, some months we're not. I'll have property taxes coming due here pretty soon. I'll have car insurance to pay for. Just a bunch of miscellaneous expenses that'll be coming up in the next few months. So then, for the first time in a long time, rental checkings did actually not go up. And that is because in 7 days, one of the tenants will move out of one of those properties. And so they did not pay rent this month, and they plan to essentially for me to take that money out of their deposit. So they have $1,000 deposit. They'll get back maybe 700 of that, maybe a little bit less, maybe actually $600 of that deposit. Again, they've taken really good care of the house. But so basically, this tells me if one of the two places are rented, I can almost break even as long as expenses aren't too high. Next time I do check in, though, this time in September 30th, this account will probably drastically go down. I would say probably 25,000. I do need to buy maybe 500 square feet of carpeting, and then I need to pay for a new tub and shower surround, like a tile shower to go in. So I'm guessing it'll probably be 4,000 for the shower and maybe $2,000 for the carpeting. Other than that, it just needs a little bit of paint, and that place will be ready to rent again. So, and honestly, those things they were needed when this person moved in 5 years ago. So they've kind of just been making do for the past 5 years. So I've known that it's needed new carpets and new bathroom stuff. So that'll probably go down to 25,000. But wrapping up August here, net worth is $1,883,908. That is up about $23,731 compared to last month, if my math is correct on there. So this number here, our goal pace is to have $4 million by 40 years old. Right now, we're a little bit over 31 years old, and we are 625,000 ahead of that goal pace. So it's looking like we'll have somewhere around 5 to 6 million, I guess, by 40 years old, assuming nothing drastic changes in the next 9 years or so. But yeah, overall, I mean, pretty good month. Have lots of business ideas, but I think it's just grinding away and keep paying off house number 8, unfortunately. So probably another at least year and a half to maybe 2 years to get house number 8 paid off. Then things will get a lot more exciting. We'll start saving up for more investment properties and really hone in on investments. So yeah, things are going good job wise. Real estate is a little bit slow, but I've this year I've sold roughly 3 million in real estate, which for for my area that's not too bad. That puts me in the top like probably 20% of realtors in my area. Especially just doing this part time. I have helped out friends and family significantly as well. So a lot of those I did not take any commission off of. So for part time, that's not too bad. Maybe if I did that full time, it could be 10 million. And at 3%, that might be two or $300,000 a year. So, but for the time being, I think I'll tough it out at the pharmaceutical job. I am making roughly 300,000 a year there. Here in March, I will also have a pension as well, which will be exciting. That will increase my net worth probably 300,000 once I qualify for that pension. Also in March of 2027, I'll start to get my stock options. Those will vest, so that'll be an extra 20 to 25,000 a year there. So that is really it for August. So yeah, if you've made it this far in the video, go down to the comment section. I'd love to hear what you think. I'd love to hear about your current situation. I really appreciate all the people that do comment on the videos. So if you made it this far, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. If not, we will see you in the next video. Thanks, everyone.